So I've been pretty intentional about my career and focusing on fast casual. And my goal is building and scaling a business. And so the reason Mike and I linked up was him and Charlie are so good at creating concepts, and they've built all these successful brands. And I worked for a concept called Mod Pizza, and I opened the 18th store and was there through 250 and just learned a lot through that experience. And so when Mike had the idea for Chicken Out, which was originally chicken and fish, he said, hey, I think this could be something big, but I need help figuring out how to design it to scale. And so that was the genesis of Chicken Out.
Nice.
We also just got along really well the first time we met. So I think he mostly just wanted to hang out.
I wanted to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the STL Bucket List Show, which is recorded right here at Half Coast Studios. I am your host, Marissa Farrell.
And I am your other host, Luke Farrell. And we couldn't do this podcast without the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis. They're our trusted partner that highlights all the arts and culture in St. Louis because it's so important. And we just thank them for allowing us to do it here. And without further ado, though, we have very special guests in the studio today. Two guests today. We got those boys from Hi-Pointe, Sugarfire, Chicken Out, A Little High. You know, you may be a little high. I don't know, but we're doing the podcast today. We got Mike Johnson and Ben Hillman. Thank you guys for coming in today.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were married.
Yeah.
I heard Farrell and Farrell. I was like,
Yeah.
That's what makes our show so cool is, we're married. We just got married April 29th. So our 5-month
Wow.
anniversary.
Still like each other?
5 months.
We love each other.
Sundays, no.
So we're celebrating 5 months in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. But yeah, we want to get right into it. So the first question we always ask is we like to kind of throw it back. And this is kind of a question for both you guys. And we can start with you, Mike, is we can just throw it back and tell us a little bit about your upbringing. Tell us where you're from. Tell us, basically just a little bit about you growing up.
I'm from Mississippi, Biloxi originally. And I grew up there a little bit and then came to St. Louis when I was like 9, I think. And became a Parkway student.
Go Parkway.
Whoop, whoop.
And I had nice parents. My parents were perfect. Most people have weird parents, but mine were awesome and supportive and everything. They're still around.
Nice.
They live in Clayton. They live like a mile away from me.
Amazing.
Still, they're overbearing sometimes, but
We love them.
They're the best.
yeah, my parents are cool. They're just like in my face a lot, but for someone as old as me, but no, I had a nice upbringing. I played a lot of sports.
We can tell you're freaking jacked right now, dude.
That's just in the last. Well, this is because I'm sitting next to Ben. He's like what I'd like to call Charmin soft. I was going to the gym, by the way. I don't walk around like this. I didn't know there was gonna be cameras here.
It's all good.
So
You like to keep telling yourself that.
yeah,
He's trying to show his progress.
yeah, and I'm not flexing.
He's flexing right now.
And that camera stays on him the whole time.
No, but I cooked a lot growing up. I mean, I'm a chef. My mom was a terrible cook. She never cooked, and so I cooked a lot growing up. So that's how I learned how to cook to start. Anyway.
Interesting.
That's
and
cool.
she's not afraid. I can say that out loud. She's okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She never cooked anything.
Do you think she's going to listen to this?
No.
She might.
She doesn't know what a podcast is. Yeah.
I almost don't know what a podcast is. I'm so old.
So how did you decide to go to culinary school?
All my friends went to college, and I was too stupid to go to college. And no, I did. I went to CU Boulder. I got in CU Boulder, and I went for like a couple weeks, and then me and my buddy Matt started following the dad around. And I never went back to school, and I didn't get good grades, and I had always worked in restaurants in high school, and I knew I could be a chef, and I love New Orleans, and you guys probably aren't old enough, but there was a famous chef from there called Emeril, and before he was famous. He was a chef at this place, Commander's Palace, and my dad was in the cement business, and his counterpart in New Orleans was Emeril's best customer at Commander's, and he got me a job with Emeril.
Amazing. So, that was your first job, like right out of culinary school?
Well, no, before culinary school.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really. Yeah, that's my first real job, chef job.
That's amazing. We love New Orleans.
I was actually
too.
going to ask that first job. Cool.
Yeah, New Orleans is like
Emeril.
a special place.
My first restaurant job was Al Baker's in St. Louis, which was like the most famous restaurant ever in St. Louis. It's where
Really?
where the CVS was. It was the high end.
Yeah.
70s and 80s.
So you did a
Place
lot
to
of fine
be.
dining, like a lot of fine dining
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I worked in like Michelin star restaurants in France for years. Charlie Trotter's in Chicago. Yeah.
That's dope. I did not know
French
that.
Laundry.
That's amazing.
I mean, I worked in like all the best
Did
places.
it all.
Now he just makes cheese.
Yeah. now I'm cooking cheeseburgers, and I have some kid that's fresh out of high school telling me how to toast a bun. But he actually was yelling at me how to toast a bun one time during service.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have a good working relationship, though, it seems like.
It seems.
It seems from the outside.
Yeah.
Just like any relationship, So we can move over to Ben. So Ben, you're obviously a lot younger than Mike, from what it seems like. I think he's angry about that.
What do you mean,
more than
obviously?
anyways.
Mike's up
Isn't that obvious?
his story's a little longer than mine.
Yeah.
Like
You're still building yours.
20 years longer, but who's counting? No, I was born and raised in St. Louis. Grew up in Clayton. Grew up in similar situations as Mike. Really great parents, great family. My dad was an entrepreneur his whole life, really. And so I grew up in that world. He was always running, buying, selling businesses. When I was growing up, he was in the fish business. He was actually probably selling fish to Mike's restaurants back when I was in elementary school.
Crazy.
Yeah. Maybe even
before.
Preschool. So that had a lot to do with how I am today. But food was always a huge part of my life. My dad actually last year found this newspaper clipping. They were purging stuff from COVID, and he found a newspaper clipping of they interviewed me for cooking when I was like 12 years old in the Post-Dispatch, and it asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I said I want to be in the restaurant business.
Wow.
Where is that? I think I've seen that.
My dad has it. Yeah,
I need to
That
see
should be
that.
one
I
of
need to
the-
get all
Should be
that.
one of the
Strap up.
restaurants. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let Mike get his hands on that.
It's the picture bed.
He'll start photoshopping, and
I've got a good picture of him on the wall at Hi-Pointe right now.
yeah, not a good one. So yeah, it's been in my blood forever. But moved away from St. Louis for 10 years, lived in Denver, went to school at University of Denver, was in the restaurant business through college, and then after college in Denver, and moved back to St. Louis, and actually met Mike right when I moved back to St. Louis in 2016. Yeah.
Yep.
So where was your first job?
My first job was
Hi-Pointe.
was that first job I actually got paid for. No, first job was at the Brentmore retirement home when I was 14.
Okay.
Worked in the kitchen. And my brother's best friend's mom, shout out Liz DeBro, hired me. I was definitely underage to be working there, but it was my first experience in kitchens, and
Yeah.
I had a blast. My highlight was free ice cream.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
what
what more could you ask for as a 14-year-old, right? When you went to college in Denver, what were you studying?
Studied finance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total change of events.
Well, I
yeah.
did a finance internship for one summer after freshman year, and sat at my desk one day, and I was probably scrolling my phone or something, and was like, I'm miserable. This sucks. Why would I ever try to do something I don't love? So that was the last finance job I had, and
You get to use it now, though. I mean, it comes in as you open these new
for sure,
concepts.
for
and,
sure.
like,
Yeah.
having that side of the business, like it's more than just food, obviously, when it comes to business. So I kind of wanted to throw back. So I'm from like O'Fallon, Winghaven. So I remember when I was in high school, you guys popped up in Winghaven, Sugarfire did. And it was like the first like thing in that area that was like, there was like other restaurants over there. There was one in that gas station by the church that was like Sugar Ray's Burgers or something like that.
Burger.
That was like a cool spot for kids to go to, but I could walk to your location in Winghaven. So I know that wasn't
It's a good location.
It's great.
Yeah, my parents still live right down the street from there. So
Do you know the cooks? You know Brady?
no, I don't know Brady. I know my friend Brandon Ponish used to work there back in high school.
Brandon. Yeah, I love Brandon.
And
Yeah,
Brandon
yeah.
does private dinners now.
He worked at Sugarfire.
Yeah. That's why I said. That's why I remember when we were in high school and he worked there a long time.
Yeah.
This was like a
We're
long
buddies.
time ago. Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So I wanted to. That's not your first location though. So
I think I introduced him to the dude from Vicia. I think Brandon.
Really?
I did.
oh,
Yeah.
Michael,
he's-
the chef from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I
And he's
remember
he's doing like privates and fine dining
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a good
Oh,
guy.
he
Had
learned
some
so
dinners.
much from Vicia.
Yeah.
Brandon did. Yeah.
He still works there.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Yeah.
learned so much from that job.
I know.
Yeah, I could tell he wanted to do fine dining. We talked about it a lot because I'd done it. So maybe I'll get you a job someday.
You are a nice guy.
Hey, just a mentor, man. Just being a mentor. So my question on that was, so I know that wasn't your first location, but like I kind of wanted to like play that back to like you starting your first location. Like obviously it's something you've never done before because you were always doing fine dining. So like, what was your idea when you jumped into the business?
Into which one?
Into like the Olivet one was your first one?
Oh,
is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, that's easy. I was broke.
Yeah.
I had owned a bunch of restaurants in St. Louis, like maybe 8 or 9 before. And maybe I had one. I owned Barcelona. I don't know if you remember that one. Yeah. I sold that one in 2008, I think. But after that, before Sugarfire, I owned one called Boogaloo that I started, and I sold that, but I lost like my ass on that. And I was totally broke and thinking about leaving town and leaving the business. And then that location, the guy that owns the building is a good friend of ours, Greg Yowitz. He's the best landlord ever. And he called me and said, I have a spot for you for free. He knew I didn't have no money. It was a barbecue spot. And he said they hadn't paid me rent and they want to get out of the lease. They'll leave everything there for you. You can just come in and take over. And so that was pretty much it. And so Charlie Downs and Carolyn Downs, they owned Cyrano's at the time. And we've always been partners and best friends. And I was actually the chef at Cyrano's at that time just because they felt sorry for me. And we decided to do barbecue, the fire, and Carolyn's the sugar with the pies. So that was it. And we opened. Got lucky.
Inspiring. Shout out Greg.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, do you know Greg?
No, I don't. Oh, but shout out Greg.
He's building that really cool thing at Olive and 170 right now, that giant thing.
Oh.
Right there, there's not Costco, Caddy Corner.
Oh, yeah.
That's his development right there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just picked up barbecue because that's what was left.
No. Okay, that's not really, no. I wanted to do barbecue. I've been barbecuing my whole life. I was doing contests and stuff for fun. And we use this pit called an Old Hickory pit. They're based out of Cape Girardeau. And I had one at Boogaloo. And when we sold Boogaloo, I said my only caveat was I'm taking the smoker with me. I mean, they're giant, like they're like the size of a car, maybe.
Right.
So I took it with me when I left.
You just had your smoker.
Yeah. So I had my smoker, and then they had another one at Dickey's or whatever it was. So then I had 2. And funny thing was, Olivet at the time we thought it was a terrible location, and everyone said there's no parking. Why would you want to be in Olivet? Why would you want to be in Clayton? And it was already a failed barbecue spot. Why would you want to open a barbecue spot where there was already one that failed?
Right. People say that all the time when when a restaurant opens up in a spot that another restaurant closed, closed for a reason, location, that's always an issue. So people always criticize that.
So that kind of leads me into, Sugarfire, and then you have Hi-Pointe. So you came in, and tell me about that journey of how you guys met, and then how you came up with these concepts of the burgers, and then obviously now Chicken Out. So tell me about that conversation. And
so Hi-Pointe actually predates me. Hi-Pointe opened in 2017.
Okay.
And when I got involved, we had 2 Hi-Pointe locations. I started partnering with Mike, Charlie, and Carolyn with Chicken Out, and then came into Hi-Pointe as an investor 2 years ago. So Hi-Pointe was already around, and the story is a little different every time I hear it. But I think that part of it was
I cold called you.
Well, that was with Chicken Out.
Yeah,
we're talking about Hi-Pointe.
Oh,
yeah, Mike. He cold emailed me actually.
It was like a blind date.
Nice.
And we shook hands and became partners.
Yeah.
No, but Hi-Pointe was a spinoff of Sugarfire. I don't know if you've had Sugarfire's burger, but they're smash burgers.
It's pretty much the same burger.
Yeah, ground in-house, and Sugarfire sells the shit out of burgers. And so I think Mike and Charlie had always had the idea of burgers work. And that location became available through our also partners, the Goldfarbs. And so Mike and Charlie partnered with them to open the first Hi-Pointe. And originally it was going to be fried chicken, and Mike got cold feet on chicken.
Because Gus is open down the street, and then Southern was so good. I like Southern a lot.
Yeah,
and they're friends of mine. And then we just did burgers.
That's awesome. So the name just came to you just because of the location. It was just handed down, and now it's just an amazing name.
I'm pretty sure
it's the best name ever.
Mike ordered the monument sign, which is a ridiculous expensive sign before he even signed a lease and was under construction.
No, before that, I bought the spaceship. The spaceship I was on. Okay. There's that spaceship out front.
Yeah.
I was on that.
That, and then there's the van, your face is on the van.
I know.
We got a lot of shit with your face on.
I know, I do.
We've got a lot of random shit.
That's what people want to look at.
That's that money maker.
Yeah.
That's why we turn the video.
When you're trying to eat, you want to look at something beautiful.
Yeah.
And a bunch of ex-employees on the van too.
and worse.
they just drive down it. So that like Chicken Out is kind of like similar to Hi-Pointe. So you came in on Chicken Out and you wanted to like develop this like fast casual. Like obviously fast casual works because people are impatient, people want stuff quick, and then obviously
but quality.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's the difference, right?
That's the goal, at least.
Yeah, because I read something on you worked at places like in Denver that were kind of like similar to that. So like, did you bring anything from that? Any inspiration? Or?
Yeah, so that's why we ended up partnering. So I've been pretty intentional about my career and focusing on fast casual, and my goal is building and scaling a business. And so the reason Mike and I linked up was him and Charlie are so good at creating concepts, and they've built all these successful brands. And I worked for a concept called Mod Pizza, and I opened the 18th store and was there through 250 and just learned a lot through that experience. And so when Mike had the idea for Chicken Out, which was originally chicken and fish, he said, "Hey, I think this could be something big, but I need help figuring out how to design it to scale." And so that was the genesis of Chicken Out.
Nice.
We also just got along really well the first time we met. So I think he mostly just wanted to hang out.
I wanted to hang out with him.
Yeah. And that's what it's about.
Like, can we be friends?
You want to work with people you like, and like you guys create such cool stuff. And like me being a brand marketing guy, like I wanted to talk to you guys about marketing, and because like you guys obviously like say things that other businesses don't say. Your marketing is different, but like your brand, like everybody knows these brands. So it's like there are certain strategy. Like I know Molly pretty well, but like is there just a certain strategy of like let's just like guerrilla market, like grassroots? Let's just come up with the funniest shit and just see if it sticks.
Yeah, and we go through like a lot of times I'll say something that then Ben will say you can't say that, or Charlie will say you can't say that.
Yeah.
And sometimes he said you can't say that, and I do it anyway. And it turns out awesome. Like, I can't remember what one was recently.
What happened today?
I don't remember what happened.
New burger.
Oh, Mike Bison. We have a new burger called Mike Bison.
The one thing that sticks out is the pregnant one. Who came up with that?
No, that was Molly.
The pregnant one?
I
the
love
little
that.
high where she like the one guy.
That was funny.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That was clever.
That's funny.
One time Molly texted me and said, I can't believe I get paid to scroll TikTok and think of marketing ideas.
No, and she crushes it, man. And Molly, like I told you, but like thanks to Molly, she's helped us out and like said yes to like I feel like you guys also say yes a lot to opportunities, and that's like a big thing. Obviously, like at the end of the day, like you're losing money, but you're building your brand and you're getting your brand in front of people. Because I've texted Molly like, hey, I need like 200 burgers, and she's like, got you.
Remember when NyQuil chicken was out last week or a couple weeks ago?
What was it? Oh, the NyQuil.
I want to do a Hi-Quil chicken, and everyone told me I couldn't do it.
No?
So that got shot down.
Yeah, we're not short on ideas. Mike has a list on his phone of like over 1,000.
You just like wake up and you're like, let me put
all
this
day
in
long.
my phone.
I got so many good names in my phone. Like I send them out to the chefs of the restaurants, and they can pick. There's 1,000 at least.
Yeah,
because we do daily
that's
specials at all the restaurants.
Yeah, crazy names.
That
one, like Molly liked my one. I can say it. Oh, I want to do a fish special called Bass to Mouth. I think it's funny.
Yeah, and it's one day.
It is funny.
Yeah, and it goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of good names in there.
Yeah, we spend all of our marketing dollars in community events, doing giveaways, doing fundraisers.
Yeah.
We don't do any paid digital, and part of it is we feel it's way more effective doing guerrilla marketing.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, like digital only goes so far, and it's not like real. It's at the end of the day, it's like once you stop like running that ad, then nobody sees it anymore. But like when you're at that event and you're talking to everybody, and Molly's out there, you're out there, people are out there, it goes a long way. But yeah, I like the specials. You guys just had some press on ESPN. I seen like Brady Cook shouted you guys out on there. That was dope. He said something about the burger too. That's what like made me think of that. He's like, yeah, the burgers are actually the best. But you were saying like burgers at a barbecue spot. Like people were like, why do they have burgers?
You wouldn't think it.
You know, so that was pretty cool for you.
It's a good burger.
Did that spike some business or what?
I don't know, maybe. His dad and uncle own 3 franchises.
Okay.
So the Winghaven one too.
Oh, okay. That one. Dope. So yeah, like tell me about franchising though, because obviously like franchising is probably awesome, but like at the end of the day, it probably comes with its own challenges as well. So I don't know if anybody wants to touch on franchisees or franchising.
I mean, I think we got lucky. All of our franchisees are pretty awesome. I can't think of one some haven't done them well. We've closed some stores, but like, I mean, Brady's dad and uncle, I say they run our stores as good, if not better than ours.
Right.
And Craig, like, I mean, a lot of them are, even like O'Fallon, Illinois, like they run them really good. I can't think of one that.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
It's a business partnership.
Yeah.
They're just
they're all awesome.
invested.
Farmington runs it awesome. Cedar Rapids. I can't think of one.
Even
group.
like the out of town ones. Is that a little
They're
bit harder?
awesome.
Yeah.
We've had some challenges really far out of town, but Kentucky was not a good. Indianapolis was the worst franchisee ever, and I owned part of it.
And that one closed. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what are some of the challenges of like managing out of where you live? Like,
You're asking the wrong person. That's Charlie.
We
I got
do it
no
now.
idea.
So last
Ben's
year
good at that.
we bought our franchisee out of Denver, and we actually have two original Sugarfire people out there, and Mike's son's out there too, and they run our store. And
It's awesome.
I mean, we're talking to them every single day and helping them solve problems every single day. So it's no different than how you treat our stores here. The only difference is
it's a plane ride instead of a drive.
Yeah, either Mike and I are at every store almost every day. So you just can't do that there.
Yeah, and it's with your guys' like concepts is like you let them be creative. It's not like they're opening up a Starbucks and they can't like come up with any other ideas or like like you guys probably let them like, hey, like have creativity, do what you want.
Yeah, but we gotta shut them down sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if I see something stupid, like I'll tell them they gotta pull it, like a terrible, because we like do crazy specials.
Yeah.
And I've seen some like the most horrible food come out, and I just called them and said, that's disgusting.
You gotta take that down.
Yeah.
Delete that.
Somebody, I don't want to say. Somebody did one really disgusting, or a bad name.
Yeah.
Like I
happens
can
every
say
week.
this. I mean, I don't care. I'm not political at all.
Yeah.
I just don't. I have a rule: you can't do anything political either way. Because I don't want to alienate. I know a lot of people in town, restaurant people would like to get all excited about it.
Yeah.
And but I think that's not my job to do.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think restaurants have to.
No, it's not my job. And but they can't. We had one of the franchisees do a Pence burger when the dude came in town, and that didn't go over well.
Right. I'm sure.
By any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
No, I had it shut down within 5 minutes, and there was already like a boycott Sugarfire page up. Like seriously.
Yeah, dude, it happens quick, man.
that fast.
That fast.
I believe,
100%.
yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
The power of
Well,
social media.
media.
But like this whole cancel, like, oh, cancel them, cancel that. Like we're one mistake, like one daily special, like whatever it is. But like, yeah, no, I get that. And when you have so many more, like, you have so many more people involved. Like you guys, I mean, how many employees like across all three like businesses do you guys have?
I don't know.
Probably not including franchisees, over 300.
Yeah, so like 300 people, and obviously there's different roles and there's different managers and all that. But no, it's been inspiring to see what you guys have done, and just like like I said, the grassroots marketing. I love like following your guys' page. Like it entertains me, and like it's such a social media world. But like almost when you started, it wasn't social media. You kind of morphed into that social. Do you manage the social media or?
No, I'm help with it. Molly does it, and then you might know Scott Thomas from Grillin' Fools. You know Grillin' Fools? He runs the Sugarfire, and then Molly does the other ones. And I post on all of them probably a few times a week, and I'm kind of just helping them out a little bit. But most of the funny stuff is like Molly's idea. I help sometimes, but
it started, at Sugarfire in the beginning.
It was all me for years.
It was Mike just posting specials every single day, and
and funny stuff.
So a lot of like, and even our team that does posting, like Adam and David Etling, they're all really good. They all do posting, and it started like of the same mindset that Mike created with Sugarfire originally.
Is like every like thing is like make the content, then make the like in the food, and they always freaking eat
like
it.
The food photography quality is, I mean, that's Mike's most important part. He'll go and spend hours with someone teaching them how to just take a picture.
I just
of
did
food.
it the other day.
Yeah. It pisses me off so much. Sometimes I take a picture and I'm like, this is a good picture. Then Mike literally same lighting, same item, takes a picture. It
takes like years.
Yeah, and it's just
like
iPhone.
For real.
iPhone
just
stuff.
iPhone. Yeah,
Really?
I have this whole system.
Yeah.
Wipe the screen.
Put
it on.
You gotta wipe
mode.
the screen. Yeah.
Turn the phone upside down.
And then you edit. You guys have like some.
The phone upside down
trick.
Yeah.
I don't edit it too much.
That is
Upside down
important.
frick. Yeah.
I hit that little wand. Do you know that little wand thing on there?
Yeah.
I just
touch
do
it up
one.
a little bit.
I don't think food needs to be colored too much.
Yeah,
You know,
totally
cheese looks
alters
funny
what
when
you're
you
gonna
start
get.
playing with it.
Mike will be there with olive oil rubbing buns to make them shine a little.
Dude, man, I do everything. I used to even spritz with like a little water. Like,
of course. We do product photography. Like you spray the can, like make it look like it just came out of the cooler.
Melting,
No, that's a good idea.
If I don't like a picture
Shout
on
out
a
Forehand,
special,
by the
I'll
way.
pull it, and they'll be like, "Why is my special?" I'm like, "No, it's just terrible. You're damaging." I sent out an email the other day. I was like, "You guys are hurting the brand. You're making me sick. Like it's supposed to make people hungry on the special. I was like, you guys are making me want to vomit. Looking at this, I did.
He did say that.
Take this shit down.
And the guy
I had to
said,
deal with the aftermath.
one of the guys said, these are actually good pictures. And I said, Ray Charles would throw up looking at that picture. It's the worst picture I've ever seen in my life. Like they're all, he showed me all his pictures. I'm like, they're all terrible. Every one of them.
And he's like, man, I don't want to take any pictures anymore, man. I just want to cook.
No, he does. No, he was good.
Yeah, no, he quit.
But he's quit.
I'm kidding.
But you're setting the culture of like it does matter. Everything matters. Every detail matters in every part of the business. It's like at the end of the day, obviously it's just burgers, but it's bigger than burgers. It's bigger than barbecue. It's bigger. It's a whole brand, and everything you put out is a part of your brand, and you have all these different pages. So, no, that's funny because I'm like that too. I'm about pictures.
Yeah, you are. You are. And now my pictures, some of them are better than yours. I want to show you the way.
Because you got that new iPhone. She's got like these 3 cameras and stuff.
Fancy.
Wow, now.
So let's talk about branding a little bit and some projects, some upcoming projects that you guys have and some expansions. Why don't you touch on that a bit?
Opening a little high. Can't forget the A.
Don't forget the A.
Yeah.
We're opening a new restaurant. We're actually building 2 new restaurants right now. So we're doing a full Hi-Pointe drive-in in Cottleville on Mid Rivers.
That's a great location.
You think
that
so
will
too?
be really good.
Yeah.
You guys are from out there, right?
That's where we got married in Cottleville.
Sweet. So some locals say it's good.
Yeah, it's a good
that'll
spot.
crush
I
out
told you
there.
so.
Mellow Mushroom crushes out there, and that's like kind of like is that where you guys are gonna be at right over there?
Yeah, it's like 2 blocks away from there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So that'll be November, but sooner than that, we're opening a Little High, and a Little High's been a brainchild of Mike's for a couple of years now, and so it's a spin-off of Hi-Pointe, just focusing on burgers, shakes, and fries, and so the idea is not as complex of a menu,
Faster.
Do what we do, but simplify it. And
No indoor
do it
seating
better.
or anything like that.
No, there's indoor seating. We'll have indoor seating. We're building a badass covered patio with
Nice.
heaters. It's going to be a fun restaurant.
The idea is just a lot faster.
Yeah. And where's that one at again? What that one? Baldwin.
Okay.
Manchester, 15069 Manchester Road.
So being in the restaurant industry, is there like a certain amount that you can have like in the greater St. Louis? Like what, like you have a lot, but like.
We're pushing maximum density right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's only so many people.
Yeah. I wouldn't open another Sugarfire in St. Louis.
Yeah.
No more.
Because like.
No, Arnold's are going to be our last one.
Arnold. But you're all the way
We
up.
might do one in Chesterfield, maybe.
Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah.
But like it probably all comes to a number or a formula. Like there's this many people in this town or this many people in this mile radius and stuff like that.
I think the rule is 5 miles.
Yeah,
maybe.
5 miles is like the typical when franchisees sign up for like a Burger King, it'll have a restriction, and 5 miles is pretty typical.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like to look at the numbers and stuff like that. But my favorite question to ask people in the restaurant industry though is, and I can start with Ben, if you could work just one job at one place, and that's all you had to do. I know you like bouncing around and going to all these, like you don't like sitting in a desk or probably doing that, and that's how I am too. But like if you had to work one job in one of the places or one of the locations, like what would that job be?
It's funny because Mike's the chef, but he's probably better in front of house and I'm better in back. Well, not better than him, but I'm more comfortable in the back.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll wait. Finish your sentence. Go ahead.
As I tell everybody, these hands still work. So no, I feel pretty good in the back. I mean, I learned early on when I first became a GM at Smash Burger, right out of school, of like if you can't work every position through every shift for a 12-hour day, then there's no way you can lead. So I don't do it as much anymore. But when we open a restaurant, Mike and I will be there for the first month, every shift.
Yeah.
So I didn't believe it until we opened Chicken Out, and Mike was there every single shift.
Of course, yeah.
So
you would work in the kitchen at Chicken Out? Or
yeah, that's where our first fight happens.
Yeah.
Only fight, actually.
Oh, let's talk. Well, hold on. Let's talk about the fight though, real quick. You know,
you can tell the story.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened was it was really busy, and Ben.
It was our second day open.
Ben lives in La La Land where he doesn't know. I'm putting out 20 different fires that Ben doesn't even know exist. I mean, I've been doing this since before Ben was born.
Right.
Honestly. And he's walking around thinking everything's great. I'm looking at this ticket's on 20 minutes. It's on. People are dying in the drive-thru, like actually dying. In the drive-thru, they've been there so long. There's fires everywhere. And Ben's like, all excited. And I'm doing like 8 things at once. He looks at me, he says, why don't you stick to toasting the buns? Because I'm working the bun toaster, I'm making sandwiches. I'm dealing with the drive-through. I'm dealing with the guy doing the fryer, like telling him to do this. I'm dealing with things that he doesn't even know exist. And he tells me to stick to the fucking buns.
I just
Toasted
hear
buns.
him under his breath. I was cooking in France before you were alive.
I actually feared for his life.
So this happened at the Del Mar one or the
No,
Kirkwood?
this was Kirkwood.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I was joking. I wasn't even mad at him, honestly.
Yeah. But like
I
you
don't
were
care.
saying,
It's
there was a
funny.
lot of stuff going on, and like you're like, but
It's true though.
It's
He didn't.
stressful when
He
you
didn't know about half the problems that were going on.
We
there.
could call
That's a real
we
thing.
could call Laurent right now or Sherrod and ask him how that went down, and he would say,
Well, they had the same problem.
Mike was fucking everything up.
They had the same problem when we opened the Del Mar one. I had to move them out too.
Oh,
Do it myself. Is it true?
So, what's your favorite position?
Yeah. There you go. The buns.
the buns.
The buns.
What?
Where you could work?
Where you
Asking his question.
He said what? He said, "What's your favorite position?"
I'd say
think
I would
that's
say
too
cutting
hard.
the meat at Sugarfire, like talking to people. Like I did that for the first 2 years we were open, where I talked to every customer that came in. So I got to touch every customer ever, and my life was on the line. So you get people just working there, and they're just like, what do you want? You know what I mean? But I was like, my whole life.
You had to earn that customer to come back. Like, you were like,
Yes,
this
yeah, but they all
customer's
came
loyal.
back. Yeah,
Right.
because I know how to talk to people. Ben does too. Ben's good at it too.
Yeah.
But I know how to sell and talk, and
He's the best at talking to people.
the best ever.
So
Yeah, I mean, like with barbecue anyway, not with, whatever. I know how to talk to people.
No, I agree with that. So
Yeah.
you would work at the line, but like at the Olivet, that was like the most fun you'd probably
Yeah, hey, what do you have in? Here's what we got. This is what's good. This is the best ever. I cooked this myself. You got to try this. I made all these sides myself. You got to try this and this. And they would all come out with, I mean, we had one location where we were one of the best barbecue restaurants in the country. There was pictures of 300 people in line when we opened all the time. I mean, we don't do that anymore. We're spread out everywhere.
Right.
But there used to be a line at 11 o'clock. The line would go all the way down the building and around the building to the back of the building.
And you talk to every single customer.
Everyone, I touched everyone. I couldn't. It was just me and Dave, and like Cipriano. It was it. I couldn't even pee. Like I almost thought about getting a hose and like a rubber band and a bucket because I couldn't. No, when you're standing there cutting and there's 200
only two
people
guys
in line,
right there. Yeah.
where are you gonna go?
Right.
It can't be like no one wants to hear about the chef touching his dick.
Right.
That's why I always try and put in bathrooms in the back because nothing I hate worse than going to the bathroom in a restaurant and the chef standing there holding his cock. You said I could cuss.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's disgusting. I didn't want to think about it.
No, I get
You know
it.
what I'm
Like they
saying?
walk
So when I
through
go,
the restaurant.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm gonna go take a shit.
Right.
See you in 20. Like, where are you gonna go? Like, you can't go.
No,
Is it okay I said that? You don't
Yeah, no,
care?
that's 100% okay. Like I said,
All right.
they're
So I would just stay there for 2 hours, and then eventually it would slow down a little bit, and I would run and take a leak or something.
So how would that make you feel if somebody left a bad review then? Because obviously if you're there cooking the food, you're staying up all night, you're cooking the food. It's different now. Because if somebody leaves a bad review now, you're like, well, shit, there's so many different people involved. you
Yeah,
know?
no, I believe. I mean, first of all, I believe them, and I take constructive criticism really well until they cross the line, and then I don't.
Right.
And I used to get upset about it. I don't get upset. I don't care anymore. Whatever.
After we opened Chicken Out, I would take
Ben
him
gets
very,
worked up.
very personally.
You
Absolutely.
can't take it
Yeah.
personal.
And he finally said, he's like, dude, you're going to drive yourself insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have Google reviews on my phone, but Yelp, because
Would your phone ding, ding, ding?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
when
every
they
single
came
Oh
in?
my God, I used
So
to
then
answer
you're
all
really
of them.
just
Haters are on
looking.
Yelp for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely hate
the
haters, yeah.
reviews on Yelp sometimes I'm like,
You just gotta light them
not
up.
even a valuable comment. It's just you're bitching.
They don't know
Not a
anything.
valuable
Fuck them.
comment.
I don't think they know it. I mean, some of them give really positive, constructive criticism. And, at the time, I know we also had these elite Yelpers, which is fine. I'm happy for them, but they came in one time and had a table and wanted free food. And they all left me a shit review, and so I lit them up too.
Wow.
But I'll just usually even now Adam or Dave, if somebody is being crossed the line, my call crossing the line is when I say this place sucks balls, I'm never coming back. I'm telling everyone I know not to eat here, and then they give why do I feel the need to keep? I don't want them around.
Right.
Yeah,
No, 100%.
and so I'll just go after them. But I'll do it funny.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So-
And I'm the same way. When it's your business, it's your baby, it hits different. Like you said, you're not just a guy working there, it's your life.
Yeah.
This is my life.
Yeah,
You
when
know?
I was working there though, at first, and I was broke and stressed out, then I used to take it really personal.
Oh, of course.
And actually, I lit some people up so hard that I never, Charlie, my partner, took it away from me. And so we hired a company, and they kind of answer all the reviews now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
So
good.
you don't even see them.
Yeah, and they actually signed my name and leave a little picture of me at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
the grammar's so good.
Well, they write them no matter how mean they are. They'll write them so good because there's spelling and punctuation and grammar. Mm-hmm. And people will come in and be like, Mike, I drove for 2 hours. I just want to thank you for writing that awesome response. And you've really fixed the problem. Thank you so much. And I'm just like.
The biggest thing I hate is like the hotels. It's always like a copy and pasted thing, and it's like call this email or email this and email directly. Like they never like address the problem. They just say like email this directly. But
like a robot.
No, I get that too though. Like, and we don't do as much volume in our business, so it's just different when there's 100 people or 300 people at every restaurant. Like probably like thousands of people. I mean, how much? Like I'm sure this is different, but like how much like chicken sandwiches, burgers, like how much do you guys sell a day? I mean, it's probably freaking nuts. Like how many pounds of meat you
I know
guys
we
go
through like 12,000 pounds of meat a day at Sugarfire.
Okay.
I actually looked this up at Hi-Pointe. So far this year, we've sold 160,000 pounds of burgers.
Holy, that's crazy.
Doesn't really sound like enough.
It's a lot of pounds.
160,000 pounds?
Yeah. Of just just meat, just burgers.
That's not even 1 million burgers. It's already October. I would think we sold more than that.
Well, we need to pump those numbers up.
Need to pump those numbers up. So it is the STL bucket list show. We like to kind of talk about St. Louis. Like obviously you guys like your spots, but tell us like a few of your bucket list spots around town. I mean, I know we talked about some before we came on here, but like Ben, if you want to give us a few spots that you like
restaurant wise?
Restaurants are just experiences.
Yeah, where are you
or just
taking
like
a
stuff that you
date?
like to do.
What's your, in your downtime?
You've been on a date?
In your downtime, where do you like to go?
If you get a date, where are you going to take this date?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's the ideal date?
Olio is one of my favorite spots.
What do you get?
Oh, the
same thing.
The lamb hummus.
Okay.
Lamb
and
hummus.
the egg salad with anchovies on it.
Okay.
Phenomenal. I live across the street from Madera. I go there a lot.
Dangerously close.
One of the best patios in town.
Best.
The best. It feels like you're in New York City when you're there.
Comfort food for me is Miley.
Okay.
I've grown up
Great.
going to Miley at their old location on Del Mar.
Yeah.
And probably the most consistently good restaurant.
It's always good. It never
Same with
misses.
Nudo. Nudo crushes it too.
Nudo's great. Those are probably the top spots. What about you?
I don't have a deep rotation of. I go to Pinot a lot. Pinot's my favorite.
Pinot's good.
Katie's Pizza. Probably those are my top two. Pastaria.
Yeah.
I live in Clayton, so I'd say Pastaria, Pinot, Katie's Pizza are the three that I go to most.
Have you go to the deli sandwiches place at Pastaria?
No.
They get some good sandwiches there too.
Never went there.
Yeah, it's like the one right next door to it.
I mean, I'm out of town so much that when I'm in town, I don't do anything.
Right.
And I have a 6-year-old. My older kids are in college, but I have a 6-year-old. So I'm with him. I have a house in the Turks and Caicos, and so I'm there a lot.
And that's a bucket list spot for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's usually down there with Bachman, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he just told me about it. He was down there. He's like, yeah, I saw a little baby in LeBron, and it was James Harden.
Yeah.
And I was like,
LeBron was there the week after.
Oh, was
There's
he?
always somebody like that there.
He told me about all the people.
Drake's
that live
always
down
there.
Drake's
always
got a
there.
house right there
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Drake's got a house right around the corner in J-Lo.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We're always doing shit at our restaurants, though.
Right.
We're there a lot.
Yeah. I don't really go out anywhere, really. If I have a dinner, I go to Pinot, to tell you the truth. If I want, some good pasta, I'll get Katie's or Pastaria. That's pretty. 801 Chop House. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, but I
When
mostly
was the last time you were there?
It's been a long time. But I just
You know where he's at
6
times?
years.
no, but
They share locations.
I do these events out of the country a lot, like in Australia and Brazil and Europe,
Right.
Ireland a lot, and so I'm gone 2 weeks a month probably. So I just don't really.
Mike will hit me up on a Wednesday and be like, hey, you want to go to Dublin with me tomorrow? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I just booked a flight. So he's always gone.
Yeah, you're a last minute guy. You're just like boom.
Well, I'm
impulse
just a
stuff.
pro
Yeah.
plane booker.
And he'll pop
I'm
in
like
for
an epic.
3 days and come back.
Yeah. Hey, Google Flights. What do you use to book your flights through? You have like a
Sky
secret-
Scanner.
Sky Scanner. So you
And
get all
then-
these hot deals that pop up.
No, do you have Skyscanner?
Mm-mm.
It's the best one ever.
Yeah.
It's what all the airline employees use. I was a airline, what do you call it, companion for years. From a friend of mine worked at Delta.
Yeah.
And they all use this one called, it's an app on your phone, Skyscanner. It's the best one.
Okay.
But it doesn't have Southwest on there, so then I do Southwest separately.
Did you see it? That's dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, Riss, you got anything else?
Besides the hospitality industry, what else are you guys passionate about? I mean, I know you talked about traveling and like obviously you like to go places, but what
Yeah.
else?
like outside of
Restaurant talk
work.
aside. Yeah, restaurant
Yeah.
talk aside.
Ben
It's
goes
like,
to ranch weddings every other weekend.
ranch.
Yeah,
He's
big
always like,
wedding
I'm in
guy.
Jackson Hole, I'm in Aspen, I'm in.
No, the one thing
Whitefish.
we didn't talk about is people really. Like my big focus in our business is building our teams and our people. I probably spend way too much time working on that. Outside of that, I play golf. I go to Colorado and hike a lot. Going there this weekend for a wedding, another wedding.
Another out of town wedding.
Yeah. Mike will call me on a Tuesday and ask if I'm at another wedding.
Well, you're at the. How old are you?
31.
Yeah, he's at the big wedding age right now, man.
Yeah.
That's what
Is
we've
it?
been doing. Yeah, but I mean, we're 27 now, so like we just like always have people getting engaged.
People get married still?
Yeah.
Mike's friends are going through their third divorce.
You're at your third wedding where it's like
that's right.
it's a.
Oh my God.
But I noticed that you guys do that. You guys prioritize people and community, and that's like a big thing for you guys in your business. And I had that written down, but we were cutting close on time. But like, tell me about why your people stay there so long. Like, what you guys do that's different. Like how you treat employees.
I've got several people been with me for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Heather,
it's
Vern,
And followed
Dave.
you at all your.
And that's
Cat.
wild in,
Cat.
in an industry where there's
5.
so many the turnover rate is high. That's incredible. To
5
have
of these
people
fools
there
been
that
moving
long.
for 20 years.
It's funny because Mike's less intentional. Like he doesn't even know how good he is at it. But I think for us, it's just being really genuine with how we treat our people and showing them respect and knowing that like, hey, you need us just as much as we need you. And actually now it's more, we need you more than you need us.
Right. And you got to let them, empower them and let them make their own decisions.
Yeah.
And even make their own mistakes. Even, I know that when one of them is going to do something stupid, I'll let them do it anyway. Just because I don't want to, I got to pick my battles and what I want to tell them what to do.
Right.
Yeah. And they have a lot of creative freedom too. And I think it's a lot of fun for them.
And they become partners. A lot of them become partners in the business.
Yeah, so there's big growth opportunities compared to other hospitality industry jobs and stuff like that. And that's kind of the same with like your customer experience too. Like it's even though those aren't your people, those are your people. So
For
like
sure.
curating that customer experience the same way.
It's a circle. You take care of your team, they take care of your customers, and that takes care of your business.
Is this live or do people like come back and listen to this or how's it work?
They come
This
back and
drops
listen
this
next
will
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, people will listen to this all the time. We've got the hottest podcast in St. Louis, man. Come on. Now.
seriously?
Yeah.
How many people will listen to this?
It'll be a lot of people. Social media wise, we'll post a
1,000
clip.
or a lot,
I'll
like
post the clip of you.
50,000?
I'll post the clip
Or a
of you.
million?
You would know
and
more about that than me.
I'll post the clip of you talking about the bathroom thing on social media and get like 50,000 views.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You'll post a clip of him talking about
Yeah, 'cause
changing
Nobody
you
wants
do-
to see
yeah.
the chef holding his dick.
No, that'll be the clip. Just that 5 seconds, and then we'll send it to Molly. She'll post it. And we'll
Do you guys
reuse
want
it.
to see that? Do you guys have you
No,
thought about
I
that?
agree. I don't like when I'm in the
Disgusting.
bathroom next to people that
No,
work at the bathroom.
no.
Yeah. And then they walk out without washing their hands or something like that. You know, it's crazy. But guys, to wrap it up, one of the coolest questions we have is if you guys could have lunch with anyone dead or alive, who would it be? I know all you guys have like, and this could be somebody you've met or this could be somebody that's just like a celebrity or just anybody that's like inspired you. Like if you could sit down and have lunch with them or cook with them or like sit in your or serve them, you know?
You go ahead.
I don't know, maybe like Keith Richards. That sounds fun. Does that sound fun?
Yeah. Would you want to cook for them or do you just want to eat lunch with them?
Hang out.
Hang out, drink with them?
Yeah.
It'd be Danny Meyer for me.
Okay.
He's like, do you know who Danny Meyer
No,
is?
I don't.
Make that
He's
happen.
like the godfather of the hospitality industry. He's from St. Louis, but he's the founder of Shake Shack, Union
I
Square
read about him.
Hospitality.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
read about him.
But he wrote a book called Setting the Table, and it's like my Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an inspiration for a lot of the things that we do.
Yeah, you could easily have lunch with him for sure.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, I don't know easily, but like, is he in New York City or something like
Yeah,
that?
he's
A
in
lot
New
of his
York.
stuff.
Our partner Charlie knows him.
Yeah,
Mike's met him.
because they made a big deal when they opened up they like invited us out when they opened up at the Blues at the Enterprise Center.
Yeah,
They made
that's a
big-
sore subject for us.
Hey, that's all good. You can talk about it with them when you have lunch with them.
So
So
I will.
you'd be like, bro, chill. That's my turf.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's cool though, man. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on, making time. For sure. Obviously, everybody go support Sugarfire, Chicken Out, A Little High.
A little high.
You know, and just keep listening to St. Louis, man. And like that's our goal is we're tapped into the community. We built this community from grassroots over 3 years to over 100,000 people. And
You got 100,000 people listen to this?
Oh, 100,000 people that follow us. but that doesn't convert.
Wow.
The numbers don't convert. People's attention spans are very short. Like they're not going to listen to a 1 hour podcast, but they'll listen to the clip on social. And if they're very interested, I'm interested to see how this one does. Our best episode so far was probably Jason Bachman.
I listened to the whole thing with Jason.
And that was 2.5 hours.
It was the longest one.
Why did he get 2.5 hours? We only get 30 minutes.
Because he cried 3 times.
Because he cried. We couldn't make him leave, man.
No,
I'll make Ben cry right
but
now.
no, we'll do a part 2 though, for sure.
You just tell it to people that all the people that are boring. You guys are probably kicking each other under the table.
We're texting.
Yeah. You guys have a safe word where this guy sucks.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Cut.
I always revert back to the Dave Chappelle, like
Cottleville. When you say Cottleville, like that's your secret code word or something.
We're like, we got married there. Yeah. No, shout out Cottleville though. We love that.
Oh wow, it's getting late.
If you showed up with a shirt on, maybe it'd be different.
No, that's the best part though, man. It's cool. It's because we get to talk to guys like you, and then we get to talk to amazing. We had Maxine Clark on here, which Maxine Clark built Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's that company still does like $300 million a year, like, and they aren't as big as they used to be.
And she's as committed to St. Louis as anybody.
Yes,
and what she gives back, and like we prioritize giving back too. We're going to start doing more with our platform. You saw the thing we did with Little Bit. You work with them too as well, so that's important to us. But yeah, other than that, we're going to eat these burgers and check it out. Check us out next week. We got a special guest for you. So other than that, shout out to the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis for sponsoring our podcast, allowing us to highlight arts, culture, and food of St. Louis. And my guy Matt in the back on the 1s and 2s. Appreciate you, my guy, cutting up the fire episode every single week, putting it on YouTube, putting it on Spotify, putting it on Apple, all the platforms. There's so many platforms now. It's too much. It's too much.
There.
Will you put this on Apple?
Yeah, it's on Apple Podcasts. You're on podcasts on there. I looked you up. I do my research before I came.
I'm on a podcast?
I listened to 3 podcasts with you on it.
For real?
One of them had shitty audio quality with some Australian dudes.
Mike doesn't know what he had for breakfast this morning. He doesn't remember doing that podcast.
I just thought they were interviews on another podcast.
Yeah, but they might interview you on like a Zoom, and then they might throw it onto a podcast. I'll send it to you. So, but no, thank you guys for coming in. Anything else you guys want to say? I mean, you guys can shout out some places, shout out whatever. Or...
No, yeah, thanks for having us. We love what you're doing in the community.
Yeah, thank you.